In the late 1980s, the music industry was dominated by image-driven pop acts. Among them, Milli Vanilli stood out immediately. The duo, Rob Pilatus and Fab Morvan, had the look, the moves, and a string of hit singles that took over international charts. Their debut album, Girl You Know It's True, released in 1989, was a commercial juggernaut. It produced multiple chart-topping singles, sold over 7 million copies in the US alone, and led them to win the Grammy Award for Best New Artist in 1990. Within less than a year, they became one of the most recognizable acts in the world. What no one knew at the time was that their entire success was built on a lie. The voices on the record were not theirs. Behind the scenes, German music producer Frank Farian had created Milli Vanilli using session singers for all vocals while presenting Rob and Fab as the faces of the group. The two were chosen not for their musical talent, but for their image and marketability. They were told they would be stars, and they were. But every performance they gave was lip-synced. Every interview about their music was based on fiction. They weren't allowed to sing on the tracks, and once the machine was in motion, they couldn't get out without losing everything. The turning point came in July 1989 during a live performance on MTV, when a backing track malfunctioned and repeated the line "Girl, You Know It's True" over and over. Rob ran off stage, revealing to some viewers that something was wrong. Rumors began to circulate about the authenticity of their performances. As pressure mounted, Farian eventually confessed the truth in November 1990. The fallout was immediate and severe. The Grammy Award was revoked, the first and only time this happened in the award's history. Arista Records dropped them and deleted their album from its catalog, one of the rare instances a label pulled a top-selling album after a scandal. Multiple lawsuits followed, with class action suits filed by fans who felt deceived. The duo became the face of music industry fraud, and their reputations were destroyed almost overnight. In an attempt to reclaim credibility, Rob and Fab tried to relaunch their careers under their own names. In 1993, they released a new album, Rob and Fab, featuring their real vocals. It failed commercially and received little support from the industry or the public. The damage had been done. No one wanted to take the risk on them again. The psychological effects were significant. Rob Pilatus battled addiction and legal issues throughout the 1990s. In 1998, he died of a drug and alcohol overdose at the age of 32 in a Frankfurt hotel room. Fab Morvan continued to speak publicly about their story, but his career never recovered to the level it once was. Milli Vanilli's rise remains one of the fastest in pop music history. Their debut single, Girl You Know It's True, became a cultural phenomenon, but the speed of their success was matched only by the severity of their downfall. Their story exposed how easily the entertainment industry could manipulate audiences and sacrifice authenticity for commercial success. It also revealed how quickly the public could turn on an artist once the illusion was broken. The scandal left a permanent mark on the music industry. After the Milli Vanilli case, labels became more cautious about transparency, and audiences became more skeptical. Lip-syncing, once common in television performances, became a trigger for controversy. The term Milli Vanilli entered the lexicon as shorthand for music fraud. Behind the fame was a system that used two young performers to sell a product they didn't control. When the truth surfaced, the same system abandoned them instantly. Their rapid rise had been artificial. Their collapse was real. Their story remains a cautionary tale of how the pursuit of image, without substance, can collapse under the weight of exposure.